Hi, my name is Gregg TeHennepe. I'm the Director of Operations in the Computational Sciences Department at the Jackson Laboratory. It's my pleasure to talk to you today about a research project management method we have developed and implemented at JAX that has enabled a highly productive team data science environment and culture and has contributed to significant achievements including top percentile grant scores, increased publication metrics, and 3x growth in demand for collaboration with our department. Let me start by telling you a little bit about the Jackson Laboratory. We are a 90-plus-year-old nonprofit biomedical research institution dedicated to discovering the genetic basis of disease to extend our lives, improve our health, and ultimately provide personalized therapies to help treat, cure, or prevent disease. JAX has a 2021 operating budget of just over $500 million and over 2,400 staff working together across multiple sites in Maine, Connecticut, California, China, and beyond to advance the laboratory's mission. JAX is accelerating the pace of discovery with a focus on specific research areas shown here, enabling us to push the boundaries of research in diseases such as leukemia, breast cancer, prostate cancer, Down syndrome, lupus, diabetes, depression, and autism. In a rapid response to the global pandemic, JAX partnered with state governments and local hospitals and healthcare facilities to provide coronavirus testing capacity through our CLIA lab, and also announced the first COVID-19 mouse model for use by researchers worldwide. I am part of the leadership of the Computational Sciences Core, a group of more than 60 scientists, bioinformaticians, scientific software engineers, and research project managers working together with faculty and staff on more than 50 projects at any one time. Over the last 5 years, we have been developing and utilizing a lightweight project management method for our research based on agile principles and processes. Agile was born in 2001 out of the software industry, which was looking for a more lightweight, flexible approach to managing creative work. Agile rapidly became popular in information technology and soon spread to other fields where creativity and uncertainty, and thus the need for flexibility, were high. Soon, product development teams began using Agile, naturally followed by marketing. Even administrative teams began to realize the benefits as Agile spread into HR, finance, and even facilities. In biotech, it was taken up in drug development, and some companies even saw Agile take hold in the executive suite and impact the entire organization. Agile starts out by making things smaller instead of bigger. Smaller teams, ideally no larger than a dozen people working in iterative incremental cycles, most commonly called sprints. Sprints are typically 2 to 4 weeks in length, during which work is prioritized, planned, executed, tested, and delivered for review. The goal is to produce something meaningful or valuable in each sprint for review by the project sponsors. This direct communication with sponsors on a regular basis is a critical element of Agile's success. At JAX, research project management is based in these principles. Now let's take a look at a case study from one of our early projects that took up this method. This relatively long-running project had many things going for it. Great people, strong institutional support, excellent sponsors, compelling work related to improving cancer therapies for individual patients, sufficient funding, and heroic efforts from the staff to drive the project forward. However, there were some significant issues. There was a lack of clarity between the team and the sponsors around the high-level goals, which tended to lead to prioritization by crisis. One sponsor was stopped by our CEO in the hall and asked how the project was going, and she didn't have a good answer. You can imagine her frustration. This was due to poor communication from the team regarding progress. Furthermore, there was a decision-making bottleneck in that the team brought every issue to the sponsor, many of which she was not able to address. This led to long-running roadblocks. How did research project management handle this situation? First, epics were established to clarify and prioritize high-level goals. 3-week sprints were created to break the work down into manageable chunks, and regular stand-ups and demos ensured the team was not blocked and the sponsors were informed of progress. The decision-making process was delegated across the team, and a dedicated research project manager was put in place to ensure that all roadblocks were urgently addressed. Within 3 sprints, or 9 weeks, the team cleared a 6-month backlog of deliverables. The sponsor was delighted with progress and communication, and the project was set up to tackle the next round of epics. So let's take a look at another case study, which has a number of similarities with the first. I suspect that as you think about your projects, much of this will look familiar. My experience is that most projects that are struggling face a common set of issues. In this project, there were again some solid positives. There were great people involved in a long-running project delivering one of the leading resources in the world for mouse analytics, powered by a solid foundation of grant support. However, the project was moving at a snail's pace. There were regular meetings, but they circled around the same topics without decisions about priorities or next steps. Not surprisingly, the limited productivity left the team discouraged. Once again, a lack of high-level goals and clear guidance from leadership hampered the project. The response here was to apply the basic research project management methods in addition to some good organizational strategy. A change in team composition helped address the lack of progress and poor morale. Implementing the basic research project management process of sprints and demos transformed meetings into productive discussions, and defining epics gave the project high-level structure. Finally, a new sponsor was added to the project, which provided better clarity in decision-making. While this project didn't see the immediate dramatic results, as in the first use case, it ultimately received the highest score it had ever received on a renewal and is expanding to work with program officers on larger objectives within the NIH Institute. Hopefully, you are starting to see how our method integrates nicely into the research environment. Research project management is designed to readily adapt to the changing needs, outcomes, and priorities of the exploratory and hypothesis-driven nature of research. Research project management brings subtle but important changes to the workflow and communication in research, yet is relatively easy to adopt thanks to its lightweight processes and tools. Our experience has been that projects that adopt this method see significant improvements in team and sponsor satisfaction within 3 to 4 sprints, thanks to clear goals and assignments and consistent progress. This allows the teams to become more complex and to develop a sense of momentum that increases productivity by 2 to 3x over the longer term, resulting in higher scoring grant submissions, higher impact publications, and ultimately better results per grant dollar. It's been my pleasure to talk about our team data science methods and successes at JAX, and look forward to hearing from others at the conference about advances in this area. If you have any questions or would like to know more about the processes and practices of research project management, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, and may you be well.